Are we good? Connected? Connecting? Good, okay. Hey everyone, it's Sean Smith. Don't shake your head at me, Disco. And we are back today for our push talk. Sorry we're a little late. Oh crap, the mic don't fall on me. I told you guys to tighten this one up. I have really, really missed being on this podcast and what this podcast stands for. But at the same time, it's been crazy for me. In fact, Disco, come on around. Yeah, cut up one for you. There we go. So it's been a real crazy week for me, but I am super excited to be here because I want to talk about the One Accord Conference, and I'm going to actually have Disco sit in with me, and that's going to be this one right here, Disco, because of the fact that he was a part of the last one that we did. But kind of just starting off here, the importance of the One Accord Conference, why we do the One Accord Conference, what is it that we're doing with the One Accord Conference. So on October 23rd, we'll be hosting our second One Accord Conference at Courageous Church in, I think that's considered Mapleton, Georgia. We partner with Courageous Church on that. And it's all about bringing leaders together from the spiritual-based community to kind of talk about our role in social injustice. So the reason why I brought you in on this is because you were actually at the last conference. Mm-hmm. Would you consider yourself to be a super religious person?
No.
No, not at all. But did you enjoy the conference?
I enjoyed it because everybody came together and everybody was on one accord.
Yeah. And that's really important. And I think that we had a conversation, we had a dialogue without being too political. It was not like a left or right or a Democrat or Republican thing. It was really just all talking about what the role that we play. Mm-hmm. And that's important because I want to kind of bring this to the table too. Most people don't know you, right, mm-hmm. per se. You are a coach of, don't give me right on the name. Give me right on the name because I'll mess it up. You know I mess it up about cars.
The team is called Milford Warriors out in Cobb County.
All right. So let me. So one of the things that I found interesting, I think I went to a game like 2 weeks ago where you guys just blew the other team out of the water. Just blew them out the water.
What game that
was? No, but the thing that I find interesting about it is that one of the things that we have been talking about a lot is getting to our young men and getting to our young women. And as you know, we actually got a chance now to partner, even your organization, to bring them in, and hopefully even you can come on a partnership with the school thing mm-hmm. that's getting ready to happen. Why is it so important? And I think this is talking about One Accord, but why is it so important that we actually get and talk to our young men? And I'm not just saying black men, just young men and women in general, our kids.
Well, we got to realize what the future is. I remember growing up hearing our parents talk, and they always use this story that they're going to be on a porch mm-hmm. in a rocking chairs, and they don't want to be ducking from bullets and worried about crime and worried about this. So we got to catch these kids early and just teach them about life early because that's our future, man. I mean, we got to catch them.
And one of the things, it's interesting for me is like, one of the things that scares me the most about our future, right, is that I see it dying out in my generation. Like, people are not interested in government. People are not interested in Secret Service. People are not interested in all these jobs that are so essential, right? Mm-hmm. What is it that you think that we can do better as mentors to young people?
Well, I think I'm going to speak from a race issue right now. We got to have it as African Americans. We teach our kids to play football, basketball, mm-hmm. Professional sports. If you go to an average middle school in a minority neighborhood right now, ask a kid what he want to be, it's going to be athleticism. You know what I'm saying? Some with athletics. We're not teaching them to be talking about judges, politicians,
right?
Doctors. So we got to get back to knowing what the importance is of these kids' future. You know what I'm saying? Now we all grew up on the fact that you're not gonna play football forever. I read that my whole life. You know what I'm saying? You may get hurt. You need something to fall back on. We got to flip the script now.
But then it's not even about that, right?
Uh-huh.
Even if they do become a football player,
correct.
How do you manage once football is over, right? I met with a retired player last week, correct. And one of the things that he said that really kind of captivated me, he said a lot of people who come into our industry leave our industry broke or leave our industry like homeless and all this kind of stuff. And they were great. Like I met a guy who tried to sell me timeshare before, mm-hmm. who was one of the best quarterbacks in his college, went off to the NFL, played in the NFL, and now he was selling me timeshare, mm-hmm. right? So it's how do we get to a place where, and one of the things that I'm really excited about with the meeting I had last week is that part of what they want to do with those kids is teach them how to build credit, how to open a bank account. I think we have to start changing the perspective kids have of what success is, if that makes sense.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? For me, my lesson that I try to teach people around me is that success is really defined for me by if you're content with your life, if you're happy with your life, and if you can get up and you know that your rent is paid, your light bill is paid, even though you may not have $1 million in the bank or $1,000 in the bank, that all your bills are paid, that's successful.
And it's a comfort level too. I think it got a lot to do with our emotions too as adults. When we get to a certain level, when we didn't put everything in order.
Right.
Now at the age of 45, 50 years old, we still wonder how we're going to pay the bills next week. We got to teach these kids our mistakes.
Yeah.
Like my mistake was my first credit card, I'm 45. My first credit card when I was 40 years old. My first credit card ever in life when I was 40 years old. Because nobody taught me the importance of credit.
Right.
So these kids got to know, and we got to swallow our pride and let these kids know we want you to be better than what we are.
But I think too, a part of it is that the generation has to be willing to listen. And I think that they're not willing to listen to people who they feel like I'm not old. You feel me? I'm young. I'm still in my prime. I'm still a baby, a pup out here, right?
Yeah.
But my niece and nephews and kids who are younger than me will always say to me when I'm trying to talk to them, Shine, you don't understand. Or Uncle, you don't understand, right? And I don't think that the times have changed that much. I think the way in which it looks has changed. But I don't think that they
got access to more stuff than we did.
Way more stuff.
That's the problem.
And faster.
More distractions than we had.
Faster, way faster. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right now, you can find out something about a person in a second, where it used to take, the reason why funerals used to take so long back in the day is because you had to call the relatives, make sure they can get down here. You can post it on Facebook now, your whole family know about it within a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that's really important to me. So sticking on our One Accord thing, our One Accord conference is coming up on October 23rd, which I'm super excited about. And it's really for leaders who are involved in the spiritual community. But at the same time, one of the messages that we're taking, that's what we'll be talking about throughout the rest of the week, is the messages we're taking to the One Accord conference. So later on this week, we'll be talking about labor with Sandra Williams from the union. So we'll be talking with her. But it's so many different aspects of it. It's not only just labor, it's making sure that we talk about our youth, right? How can we re-educate our youth to be stand-up citizens, to not have to fear law, but actually be a part of law? Because we understand, we talk about this all the time here, is that if we want to make changes in law enforcement, we have to put people in place who believe in those changes, right? Who have the ability to make those impacts. So our youth are huge, and I think that even what you do is huge too. So keep on talking about youth. You have a program, you started a nonprofit, you're working on a nonprofit right now, which is not completely done yet, but we're working on it. And what's the name of your nonprofit?
It's called First Down for the Future.
And why is the First Down for the Future important? So you're basically, make sure I understand this right, your thing is that you're going to be using the football basically as a way of getting access to young men.
My vision is First Down for the Future is basically, I'm targeting kids 11 through 13 through 14.
Okay.
Coaching for 21 years, I realized that's the age that we losing the kids, and it seems to be financial is taking over, meaning the parents, again, in situations where they can't afford to pay the $300 to $350 for the child to play. Now the kid at 11, 12, 13, with all this other stuff we said he got access to now, he's not busy in sports, so he home
doing other stuff.
He end up down the street, next door, at the mall, in somebody's car, on the bus, and his whole life can be because he's not busy. So First Down for the Future is pretty much going to be for parents that's going through a financial situation and they can't afford for their child to play football, and this program will take care of the fees for that child to play football, so he's at least busy for 4 to 5 months out of the year with football.
And when you say 11 and 13 is the age that we're losing them, what do you mean by that?
That's the age that they start what we call feeling themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They just start getting very curious. The websites, the social media, the little girlfriends, the people they look up to, it can be the rappers or whoever it may be that got them going to another direction. So, that's the age we lose by teenagers when they start feeling themselves. Hormones start kicking in. So, and what people don't understand is too, at that age, they can still be charged as an adult, depending on what they do. So, 13, 14, they can still get, charged for some things. So
No, I'm sorry.
you good.
So you're doing First Down for the Future. So how many kids will be enrolling in the program?
Well, what we're doing is I'm going to put a board together, which you will be a part of. And as we get letters about the financial issues that a particular family going through, we'll make a decision on who we, take care of and who we can't, because we can't take care of everybody.
Yeah.
So we'll have a dialogue. We'll have a standard procedure on who we can take care of, who we don't. And one thing about me, I'm not judging by the parents. I can't control the parents out there with brand new clothes on every game and iPhones and brand new shoes. It's not the kid fault. Unfortunately, you got parents who will they take care of themselves or they take care of their own kids.
So you think that maybe it's also I don't know. So
Yeah,
along with
that part, what you can say, yeah.
yeah, it's parents.
Yeah.
So we have to.
Yeah.
So the question then becomes: do we also need to, some aspect, target parents?
They don't want to listen. I've been doing it too long. You got parents that you just can't. I sad to say, I pick up 4 kids in practice every day. I got a kid who I picked up for 3 months. I never met his parent in my life.
Wow.
I don't even know who this
That's
person
crazy.
is.
Yeah.
I pick him up and bring him home 9:30, sometimes 9:45 at night, and I have not yet seen his mama. Don't know who she is.
So it's something that, so we have to meet, and I agree with you guys. Like, I've heard it a lot. I mean, a lot of conversations I've been a part of, a lot of meetings I've had, everybody has talked about the youth. And I know even in Atlanta, man, definitely speaking for Atlanta, man, Atlanta is on fire right now. Even the meeting, I was down in Miami, and people are here for talking about the kids in Miami and what's going on with the youth down in Miami, in Atlanta. And we just got to, praying is not enough. I once heard a preacher say, after you get off your knees praying, like he said, once you get off your knees praying for the job, get up and start filling out a resume, right? And start submitting your resume and it takes action. James said it best. He says, you show me your faith without works, I'll show you my faith by my works. So we have to, for everybody out here listening today, sorry, go ahead.
In all due respect, I'm not the most religious man in the world. For all my OGs out there, y'all just important as anything, man. The OGs ain't the same no more. Like, the OGs ain't grabbing these kids and say, look, man, this, what I'm saying? So the
Can't
whole
grab these kids now, man. These kids
not
be
really.
ready to
Not,
defect
I don't mean grab. I'm saying we not.
I know, I got you.
There's so many OGs that's not talking to these kids and saying, look, man.
The dialogue
is not there no more, man. Back in our days, we roam the streets. Somebody like, look here, bro, what you doing, man?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to play basketball, but my mama get in the car.
The adults are scared to talk to kids now.
So it's the dialogue, the street code different, everything. Just the world. We better wake up, man.
Yeah,
we better get on one accord soon, because if not, we're gonna be just too divided.
So we know that we have to start talking to our youth. We have to start talking with our youth. We have to start teaching our youth, and we have to let them know that there's more to the world, right? And that one of the things that I love and I hate. I understand the necessity of money, but money, man, the Bible says, for the love of money is the least the root of all evil.
I know that
right?
part about the Bible.
But it doesn't say we don't need it. It just says that the love of it. And we're losing a whole generation because of the love of money.
We got family that'll lose love for each other about money.
Let me tell you something. I was talking to a kid this weekend, and he looked at me and was like, Unc, what kind of bank you got? And I'm like, how old are you?
Talking about how much money you got?
No. The fraud stuff, right?
Oh.
There's fraud stuff these kids out here doing now. And it's just like, that just grieved my spirit, because like we have to start teaching them that it's better, and we have to start
earn it. You gotta teach them to earn it.
Earn it, man. There's nothing wrong with going to work and earning it. Like, heck, I know
you ever get that feeling you go home for real? Like sometimes when I know I go grocery shopping,
satisfied,
and I see they eating the chips, they just taste different, dog.
Because it's something you've done.
The chips taste like steak, man.
I ain't never.
No, I'm saying, but it's just to open that bag and to pour that juice.
But it's almost like as a child. You remember how when we were all ready to drive, right?
Yeah.
And when we got in our mom's car, they used to always get on us like, you need to, babe, clean this car out. Always put gas in it. The moment we got our own car and our name was on it and it was ours,
it hit different.
Nobody had to tell us to clean that car no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you had a different sense of pride. I think that's something that we have to bring back to our kids, is a sense of pride. Like, whatever you got, and you got it through blood and tears. And that's why a lot of times when people like write us and be like, oh, people need to go get a job, I get it, right? I get that perception. But at the same time, we have to help people out when they need help, right?
Yeah.
And we have to get rid of pride, man. You said a powerful word. Like, our children, their egos are too big, man. They don't have that sense of pride and stuff anymore.
And one thing we gotta stop doing, man, stop like Stop judging folks.
Absolutely.
There's so many people that live outside of parents, like they're rich to the world, and it's really, really struggling, man. Like when I do a Thanksgiving drive every year.
Would you cook?
Nah, we hand out. Me and my partners, we hand out turkeys and food for people, and people come to the place with brand new Jordans on, and I have people say, "Man, disco." I said that ain't my. I know why I'm doing it.
I get it.
I can't. Just because they came with some brand new Jordans, that don't mean they got it. I mean,
Yeah, I get you.
And that's not my place. I know what he got me doing, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not gonna sit there and follow somebody to their car to see what kind of car they got.
But then too, like, and just sticking on the subject. I mean, I know it's gonna hop off a little bit, but that's not our responsibility. If God places it upon your heart to
Correct.
give, then
Correct.
it's a person is held accountable for what they do.
Correct.
Right. And but I just want to. I mean, part of being on One Accord is that we have to get to our youth. And that's one of the things. So every day this week, you guys, if you join into our podcast at 1 o'clock for about 15 minutes, we're going to talk about a different topic we'll be discussing at our One Accord conference. And one of them will be our youth. How do we get our youth more involved? How do we talk to them more? Black Push has some big news coming out about youth later on this week that we're working on, that we've been working on while I've been out of town, and Sydney's working on it. So I'm super excited about that. And hopefully we can talk more about that tomorrow or Wednesday. But I'm super excited. Thank you, Disco, for being willing to come on and holding it down all last
I
week.
didn't know I was allowed on the show. I appreciate
Man,
it.
hey, listen, some days you're not. It depends on the topic, okay? Because some things get you riled up.
Next time y'all see me, I'm preaching.
Maybe. For everybody who joined in today, I just want to once again just thank you guys for joining in. Know that here at Black Push, we love you guys. We're praying for you guys. And remember, too, that our One Accord Conference is October 23rd. We also have Bingo Night October 9th. October 9th. If you have not done so, go to our website, www.blackpush.org, or go to our Facebook page and find out more information about our bingo night. We have prizes up, and we are also going to be dropping a raffle for a new a new MacBook Pro, right? So if you have not bought your raffle tickets, they'll be going online today or tomorrow. But it'll be for a MacBook Pro. So join us for the team. Don't forget to join in. And every day this week, we will be here. So I'll see you later.